As time marches onwards, recording old video games gets harder and harder. But given that HD is still passable on YouTube, we can work with that. I've got a PlayStation 2 right there, and I've got one of those little triple breakout cables hooked up with the PlayStation 3 connector, which happens to be the same as the PS2, at least for analog. And then the signal goes out to here. The composite is piped into this VCR over here that goes up to the TV, but the S video goes into this VCR here. Now this VCR is not, well, you can't easily find it anymore. They used to sell it at Walmart, and that's where I bought it, but they haven't sold it at Walmart since 2017. Although you can still find it on Amazon if I remember right. Anyway, this thing has an HDMI output, and we'll come back to that in just a second. The audio here is piped out to my Zoom H6, and then the audio comes from the line out of the Zoom H6 and goes into there. That is solely for monitoring, because the proper audio signal goes into the VCR here and goes into the, the signal that gets spat out over the HDMI. Let's go to the HDMI. This VCR has a decent scaler on the inside, and it does a pretty good job at deinterlacing, and it spits it out over HDMI, but the HDMI is copy protected. That's nothing that one of these little VGA adapters can't fix. You can pick these up on eBay pretty cheaply. It spits out VGA and stereo audio, and then that runs out to this little box right here, which again you can probably pick up on eBay. I picked it up at Radio Shack back when they still existed. And it combines the VGA and audio signal and spits it out over HDMI, and then the HDMI goes into my Elgato 4K 60S Plus. I have the output for this thing piped into a downscaler so that way I can check it with my little Sony Handycam here, but that's not necessary. I just have that hooked up as a diagnostic tool. And the reason that this is so complicated is because, well, the output from this VCR, no matter if it's over composite, component, HDMI, S-video, or whatever, has a little bit of latency, which makes the game very difficult to play. So I've got the analog going out the same way that it would if I just had the PS2 piped right into the TV, but I also have it split off in a couple of different ways, so that way it goes through this thing, processes, and goes into here, and looks as good as it can on the recording.